outside and found Malvina just setting up the davits all by herself. Look at this.
Yeah, come on.
She's just holding them though. You're supposed to fasten them down, babe.
I don't know. I thought they designed it that you just hold it like this and they'll you just gotta stand. There's no security.
Mm-hmm. Manual.
Security. Right. I need backup.
I'm just gonna leave her here holding this for as long as possible.
You spent all this money on davits, and I also have to manually bring it up too.
She's gonna practice her diving skills after we drop it in the water.
No, we already tested that at Catalina, and we both weren't very successful. We need to practice a little bit.
So here we're just kind of dry fitting this to see how it's gonna all go. They gave me some extra parts in here, which is nice, I guess. I think they're extra parts. Anyways, we're gonna put that in there and kind of just engineer this ourselves because I can't find any instructions online and Malvina won't tell me what to do.
You gotta use your noggin, baby.
So we'll show you what we come up with.
Inner genius, let it shine. You're such so rude. I told him no ums. At least try to get all your ums out as soon as possible. I like to edit those out. And of course, he starts it with a glorious
It's easier to cut them out at the beginning than it is in the middle.
That's very true.
So I'm getting them out of the way.
So, what are you doing?
I'm going to explain what's happening, what I think is happening here, because there's no instructions at all. Actually, we'll show you the instructions that they included later. Sorry. So this is gonna go, this pole will go at the end. We only have one of them installed. We'll cut that to length so that that can go at the end and kind of tie the whole thing together, give it some lateral support there. Then these go from that pole that I was just holding to this and give it some diagonal kind of structure there. So that's kind of nice. Seems like a fairly sturdy design. I think it's not that sturdy because these hinge, but it'll do. It's a well-respected company and plenty of people do it all the time. So I know what these go to, but they also included these. And this is a 1-inch fitting right here. This is 1 1/4, so it won't fit on here. I can't imagine this is the only other 1-inch fitting that it goes all the way to there. The only thing I can think is that maybe it wants to go back to another one for our stern rail right here and then up to this, but instead of adding this whole extra piece, I might end up just doing it like we have here and eliminating this whole bar. We still get the support of the stern rail, but we don't have this extra piece of metal that's not really doing anything for us here. So hopefully they were just being nice and including this just in case we needed it, but it does seem like kind of a heavy duty piece of hardware to just include for just in case without us requesting it at all or anything. So that's my major dilemma on how to redesign this thing for now.
Connor's been doing a lot of research and trying to figure out how there's not much information out there of how to install these if you're doing them on your own.
Yeah.
And what they sent us, we'll show you momentarily, but it's, I think they forgot some pages also because it said 2 of 4, but there's only one page.
Yeah, there's one guy on YouTube right now that I found that has installed one of these on YouTube. He just didn't do a very good job. He admitted it was his first time ever drilling through stainless steel. So not really a trustworthy source of where I want to get my engineering resource from. But we'll keep going on it. So this is what they included. A nice little inventory list. Even though I don't know what any of these mean, really. I mean, I could guess, but no sort of picture or anything with it. The receipt, packing slip, and then we have this very detailed drawing. Clear picture. I don't even know what that would mean.
And it does say, like, right on the very top, page 2 of 4. So I feel like maybe they were supposed to give us more, but they forgot.
Ran out of ink,
Ran out
paper,
of ink.
both.
Just really wanted us to use the noggins.
Yeah. Going paperless.
But you would think that they would at least have something on their website for those that are trying to do this on their own. So
But no.
that is our recommendation. Put some information. We like lots of pictures and videos to show us how to do this on our own. Look at that. Connor installed both davits.
Easy as that.
Just like that.
You want to try and hang from those?
Uh-huh. No, just kidding. They're not finished. They're just being dry fitted. They are not fully anchored into the boat.
Yeah, so we're trying to decide if we want to kind of be on this side of the corner and stay wide, or kind of be a little bit more narrow. The width is a little bit wider than our dinghy. I think we had 64 inches between our little D-rings on the dinghy that we're going to be hoisting from. So kind of want that as close as we can get to that, and I think we're at 74 about.
So they need to
So
like
if we
kind
go
of come in
straight
at
out
an
from
angle.
where they are, yeah. If we bring them in at an angle, then the T's don't work for the crossbar because they're 90 degrees, obviously, and then we'd have like a 100 degree angle between that. So a lot more to figure out.
All right, Connor and I were struggling all day trying to figure out the dinghy davits. We have finally decided to weld them, and all day we've been bopping around town trying to find a welder that would do it for us, and we finally found him. So I got to meet him, had a great conversation. He's kind of a cool guy, so I wanted to bring you all in on the process. So Connor's taking you. I'm gonna stay here, so have fun.
Just got here to Venice Metal Works, and we're gonna get this stainless steel cross member welded up with some hooks on it so we can space out the davits properly. Gonna make some new brackets for us and get it all going. Here's the shop. Pretty cool little shop. I found my new favorite hole. I'm just going to be hanging out down here for a while, probably at least a few days. But we have here a backing plate on the backside of our bollard or cleat, whatever. So that's where our stern anchor will go to, and our dock lines and everything. This one we got a nice sturdy, maybe 1/4 inch thick backing plate on there. On this one, you can see there used to be a backing plate there. And this is where we were already hanging our stern anchor from. And there is no backing plate there anymore. And they didn't even put like nice big fat fender washers on there or anything. It's just little, maybe 3/4 inch washers on there. So that's kind of a little scary. So what I'm gonna do is cut out a new backing plate from this sheet of G10. I think that's about 1/4 inch thick G10. Should be plenty strong. This deck is already super strong anyways, but yeah, we'll match that one over here and get it all tidied up and looking good. I'm also going to put backing plates under here for the new dinghy davits. This is the stern rail that it's going to attach to, so I want to reinforce that especially. The other ones are going to take a little bit more to get to, so I'm probably going to leave those how they are, but this one's going to be taking the direct impact of the dinghy davits. So I'll replace these bolts, put a nice fat backing plate on there. The other stanchion little mount for the davits is also going to go right here, so I'm just going to make it one fat backing plate. And I might do these ones too, because those bolts look all rusted out, and might as well make this whole stern rail as strong as possible. So we'll get to it. Trying to pry this damn thing up and I made a boo-boo. But it's coming. It's a little bit tough to get that up. It's all glued down, but we'll get her there. Oh, got it off. It's a pretty sturdy little piece of hardware here. But the deck came with it. Must be, yeah, 5200 or something. So now I gotta clean this all up. And I'll probably just put a little bit of epoxy kind of over that to seal up that glass, because it's kind of dry and all the fibers kind of exposed. So just a little layer of epoxy, and then we'll do the 4200 or whatever over that while we bolt that down after it dries tomorrow.
Connor, what's happening? We went from dinghy davits to...
Oh, while we're here, you know? Kind of how it goes on boats, I feel like. Or maybe it's just me. But, yeah, the dinghy davits are all going to be supported kind of off of this, right? This is going to be extra support. Then it's going to have its own little stanchion here. And then it'll be bracketed to 2 points on this. These bolts were a little rusty. Not too bad, but just kind of not looking great. And this kind of didn't look like it was bedded all that well. So I decided, and on top of that, the real reason, the original reason, is because I want to put some G10 backing plate under this and the little davit stanchion also. And then kind of tie them together even underneath the boat too. So I think that'll be super sturdy. And we're gonna need as much sturdiness as we can get. So that's that. Now I'm looking at that rusty marks down here, and you can see at the bottom of these stanchions too, it's super rusty. So since we're about to be adding all this extra load to this little area here, we might as well beef it up over here. We gotta wait for the little brackets to be welded anyways. But before
you even got into that, what happened to our cleat?
The cleat didn't have a backing plate on it either. It looked like it did. The other one had a backing plate.
Because we have a cleat there, and there's supposed to be one right there, but it's gone, Connor.
It's gone. So, in order to do that, I had to take apart everything on this track right here so that I could slide a new hook up there and give us kind of a makeshift midship cleat so that we wouldn't bump our stern into the back of the dock here. So it's been a day. We started out just getting welded brackets, and now we're taking apart stanchions, doing a little bit of epoxy patching, and I think we're pretty much just going to take a few more things apart today, call it a day, and then wait for the epoxy to dry, and we'll put everything back tomorrow.
Connor, you've been a really bad boy, so I'm sorry to tell you, but you're going to go in timeout. Luckily, I can't get this off. All right, you get a pass. A free pass. You guys, we're never going sailing around the world. Connor likes projects too much. Sad truth.
Well, if I'm gonna do this one, I gotta do those ones. Got my backing plates all cut, and I gotta say I am very impressed with how strong this stuff is. Doesn't look that gnarly, but it will not be cut by a regular blade, so I used my carbide tipped blade. It ate through one of my little metal blades so fast, but this carbide tip one did last through both of those cuts, so that's the way to go, but still took a while.
So I was questioning a little bit of what Connor was doing, because I feel like he always constantly makes projects a little bit more complicated than they need to. But I am so thankful for his methodic and very meticulous way of doing projects, because here we are.
Here we are. Let's show you underneath.
Yeah, he wanted to take these off and replace them, and I was like, why? I mean, I guess they're a little rusty, but that's not just a little rusty.
We're not replacing the whole
Not
bit,
replacing
just the bolts, and rebedding them and putting fatter washers in there. And hopefully the West Marine hardware is good enough. I've heard some bad things, but I think we'll be alright.
So no more leakiness.
No more leaky.
No more rusty. No guarantee.
That's a tough one. Should be plenty.
Thanks everyone for following along. And if you're like us and want to view our episodes without advertisement, check out Alivo Sailing on Patreon. You have the option to join our community who enjoys ad-free content and other ways of connecting with us. Once you're on Patreon, you can click memberships where it'll take you to the 3 tiers we offer. We offer the happy hour mate, the weekend cruiser, and also the live aboard. This is a brand new addition we started to explore, so give us a holler if there are features you would like to see, and let's grow this Alivo community. Thanks, y'all. Now go seize the day.